chasing mice and digging holes.
Hey guys, it's DigiPal3, aka Gleam the Tri-Tailed Arctic Fox. Today I'm bringing you the last 5th gen battle of the world. No, not really. I'm probably going to play more 5th gen battles only because my 3DS video audio stuff is crappy, as shown before. So yeah, unless I can find some super special awesome way that I can record 3DS battles, I might upload more 5th gen battles, I don't know. But as for right now, this is the last one that I've known of. This is the finale of a GameFAQs tournament, just randomly made as a last chance 5th gen game. And it's the last battle of that tournament because I decided why not. And, well, let's get right to it, I guess. His team is fairly standard sand team, minus the Rotom Heat and Credilli, kinda random there, but those, I guess, are just a thing. My team, of course, is my beloved V-Create Sun team, that kill button that everybody knows and loves, and I will continue that entire thing with the kill button and all this stuff, and I'm just gonna get into the battle. So let's do that. Let's get into this battle. Alright, we're gonna begin now. I am challenged by 2-0. Awkward. He sends out his Ruby Pearl, which is, of course, Salamence. Now, I was honestly not expecting Salamence to lead. I was expecting Hippowdon or Tyranitar straight off the bat. But he leads with that. I get intimidated. I'm not too pleased with intimidated. And obviously I'm going to want to get the hell out of here. So I switch into Celebi knowing I can take an Earthquake. / Draco Meteor / whatever the hell he wants to use. So I go straight into my Celebi. Quite good. And he Earthquakes. So I'm like, yes, I took an Earthquake, which is great. I mean, taking Earthquakes is exactly what I want to do. So, of course, I'm gonna, I kind of figured I could pull this off. I'm gonna risk the Speed Tie and go for HP Ice. I mean, he's not gonna predict me to be faster. I mean, I'm a Celebi who just took an Earthquake. So, the HP Ice does connect, and it OHKOs nicely. So Salamence already out of the way. Great start for the game. Not much you can do otherwise. That was awesome. Celebi popping them works. Celebi did its job. So he goes directly into Tyranitar, obviously threatening the crap out of my Celebi. The Stealth Rocks is looking really good right now, so I go for the U-turn to get some damage off. I do, however, score a really good crit. But in the end, does the crit really matter? It's a T-Tar, and it doesn't turn out to be a Stealth Roxer anyways. It is indeed a Choice-Banded Tyranitar, so I'm going to get the Intimidate off. And I find out it's Choice-Banded right here when he goes for the Crunch, and it does about half to my Landorus, which is like, wow. So yeah, after seeing that much damage done, I go straight for the Superpower, which was kind of dumb. I wanted to U-turn, I really did, but I clicked Superpower, so it was like, aww. So yeah, I ended up getting a misclick out here, but it doesn't really matter. It does some damage to a Hippo, which is completely irrelevant, really. But now I know he's going to get his Stealth Rocks up, so it's kind of upsetting at the same time. But Stealth Rocks aren't going to hurt me any, so... I mean, they'll hurt me, because obviously half my Pokemon are weak to them, but, as right now, at this moment, I'm going to go into Kabutops, because he's my Rapid Spinner, and I can take a hit, so... As predicted, he does set up Stealth Rock, so as he doesn't have a spinner on his team, I'm actually going to take this time to set up my own Stealth Rocks, because Stealth Rocks is going to be really good against his remaining Pokemon. So that's good. I got my Stealth Rocks up, and his Hippo obviously can't one-shot me unless he's running max attack, but he's not. So my Kabutops is going to take this really nicely. I live with about half, after leftovers, of course. I know I'm not going to be able to take another hit, so I'm going to leave this in as Death Fodder, just so I can use Celebi in one-hit KO the Hippo with Leaf Storm. So I'm just going to go for a Rapid Spin here to get rid of the Stealth Rocks, which works in my favor because he actually switches into Credilli thinking I'm going to go for the Water move, when here I went for the Rapid Spin. So I got my Stealth Rocks away, and my Kabutops lives to hear another tail, so yeah, Kabutops is just got lucky here. He got really lucky. So now I'm a bit over half again, so I might be able to take another Earthquake, maybe. I don't think I can, but so, regardless, I'm switching out here. So I'm going to switch into my, a Pokemon that can take a Rock move, or Gutsy, my Machamp, who can obviously retaliate back. And he goes straight for the Stone Edge. Now, when I saw that, I was expecting like an Ancient Power or even a Giga Drain, But Stone Edge? That caught me off guard a little, but it doesn't really matter because Machamp is just free to Dynamic Punch whatever I want to. None of his team can take a hit from this thing. So, this thing is just going to pound a hole in whatever I want to. So obviously his Hippowdon is going to come back in because it's the best thing he has to take a Dynamic Punch. However, Dynamic Punch, as you know, is a crafty little bugger, and it always confuses its target. So, Dynamic Punch will hit the mark, and Hippowdon will become confused. Which is great, because I could take full advantage of this situation and go for Ice Punch to try and kill this Hippowdon as fast as possible. Because without Hippowdon, and his Tyranitar is pretty much dead at this point, he's going to have nothing to set up the weather and stopping me from using my Ninetales, which is exactly what Machamp and Kabutops are for. So I hit him with the Ice Punch. I'm hoping to get the freeze, but I don't get the freeze because, yeah. And the confusion happens, but he doesn't hurt himself in confusion either. Luckily, he did not slack off here. If he had slacked off, my Machamp would have been in a world of trouble and I would have been forced to switch. However, he did not slack off, so I am free to go for another Ice Punch and hopefully knock it out at this point. However, with leftovers, it's a very, very, very iffy damage calculation. So I go for the Ice Punch anyways, and does it kill it? Does it? No, it doesn't even come close to killing it. And then the confusion happens, and guess what? Yep, hurts himself in confusion. So at this point, Machamp is in a great position for counterattacking. He can go for a Dynamic Punch and wipe out this Hippowdon, or if he for some reason wants to switch, it will hit whatever comes in with a massive damage full attack. So at this point, my Machamp is looking absolutely gorgeous. This is like, buff and powerful. Bombed. So Hippowdon goes down. All that's left for weather inducers is a half HP Tyranitar. So my Machamp is just looking so amazing right now. Alright, so now he goes into his Cyber Heat, which is, I was about to say Heatmore, but that's no Heatmore. That's a Rotom Heat. Obviously, I'm going to have to switch the heck out of there, because Machamp doesn't want to deal with a Rotom Heat. And I go into Racket, which is actually my, Landorus, because, I predicted the Volt Switch here, because that would have killed my Machamp, and he would have got a great switch prediction. But, I go into this because I know he's a Choice Scarfed Rotom, just because most Choice Scarfed Rotoms are Choice Scarfed. Makes sense. And I can go straight for the U-turn on whatever comes in, which turns out to be a Metagross, which I was quite happy to see at this point, because I can get my Weather Inducer going. So I go for the U-turn, doing some massive damage to this thing. Well, not really massive, but it's a nice chunk. And I go straight into Ninetales, who can threaten with a Flamethrower, a Fire Blast, or anything, really. But predicting him to go into his Tyranitar and set up on me, I am going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here. Because I want that Tyranitar out of the picture right now. I don't want it to stay around much longer at all. He doesn't need going into his Tyranitar, which is a perfect prediction on my part. He takes the Stealth Rock damage, sets up the sand, and does my Will-O-Wisp hit? Yes, it does. Will-O-Wisp does hit the mark, and Tyranitar is burned, pretty much crippling it for the rest of the match. Choice Banded burned Tyranitar can't do much to me. At this point, I know I'm free to switch out my Ninetales into Landorus because I could take any hit Darkstorm throws at me. So I'm going to do exactly that. I switch out a Racket and I go right into my Landorus, who could take any hit aside from an Ice Beam, assuming he had it. But at this point in the game, predicting the Ice Beam would be kind of dumb because Landorus is the only Pokemon on my team that would hurt by Ice Beam, and he seems to be Choice Banded, and I don't know why Choice Banded T-Tar would have it. So obviously I can go straight for the U-turn here because I don't need to go for Earthquake, that'd be silly. So he switches into Rotom Heat, saving his Tyranitar for one last moment, but the Stealth Rocks do hurt it hard, and I can switch with U-turn safely into my Victini, I believe. Yes, I go into my Victini to threaten him with the Zen Headbutt, which is actually a very risky move at this point, because Tyranitar could have switched in and took the Zen Headbutt easily. However, he does stay in and just takes the Zen Headbutt, so Rotom Heat does go down and Victini gets a KO. He goes into his Credilli here, which completely surprised me. I don't know if he didn't know if I was locked into my Zen Headbutt, or if he just thought that was the better play. I go into my Machamp again because I know I can tank another Stone Edge. I mean, Machamp is Machamp, right? So I easily take that Stone Edge, and I'm going to threaten him with another Dynamic Punch, because Dynamic Punch is just such a good move. Come on, go through the animations. I honestly wish this was a little faster, but hey, what can you do? So he switches out of his Credilli, and he goes into Darkstorm, which is, of course, that thing, Tyranitar, which is just going to be Death Fodder at this point, because Dynamic Punch to the gut. Keep in mind, I still have all 6 members on my team right now. I was going to try and go for the 6-0, however, he's going to go into Metagross right here. And I figured at this point, if he sets up an Agility with Metagross, my entire team is going to get wrecked, and I don't want that to happen. So I just stay in and Dynamic Punch, hoping to catch him on the setup and still get my 6-0, but no, he just goes for the Meteor Mash. So unfortunately, it is now 5-3, I want to say? 5-3, 5-2, something like that. But I can go into Ninetales, set up my weather for good now, because both his weather induces are gone, so I have free Sun set up, and he's going to switch out a Metal Boy into his Credilli, which no longer is going to take a Flamethrower well, because the sand is gone, so this is going to hurt that thing quite a lot. Yeah, see that? It did a lot of damage. I'm just going to go for another one and try and OHKO it, or well, 2-hit KO it rather. However, damage variation does shine down on me, and it does not kill the Credilli, and the Stone Edge does impact my Ninetales. However, my Ninetales lives with just 27 HP, and is able to finish off the Credilli with another Flamethrower. That is what I'm talking about. Had he recovered on this turn, he might have been able to take Flamethrowers repeatedly. However, I would eventually get a burn on him, so it'd be kind of redundant anyways. So yeah, Credilli goes down, and that scores another goal for Ninetales. So it is now 5-1. And his last Pokemon, of course, is Metagross, which I figure at this point he could stay in, go for Earthquake, stay in, go for Meteor Mash, stay in, go for Bullet Punch. He stays in, goes for Bullet Punch. I'm like, maybe I'll live, maybe, but I don't. Which leads me to believe this Metagross is actually Choice Banded. So at this point, I'm like, okay, this is an easy win. I go into Pimp and I V-Create for the victory. Because you know what? Nothing like going out with a V-Create. The perfect way to end the format. The perfect way to end the 5th gen. V-Create. Win button, go! And that will be the game. Not much you could say about that otherwise. It was a good game, GG, all that, yes. But I am just the best. There's nothing to it. Anyways, this has been Digipal3, aka Gleam the Tri-Tailed Fox. Hope you enjoyed my new intro, and I'm sly, I'm slick, I'm colorful. Gleam the Tri-Tailed Fox, on a roll.